Many world leaders coming to New York this week for the UN General Assembly, including President Trump back home at Trump Tower as he prepares for a packed week of diplomacy, meeting with a host of foreign leaders, delivering his first address to the UN tomorrow. North Korea high on the agenda, and overnight, the U.S. and South Korea conducted joint military drills with U.S. bombers and fighters flying over the region. And back in Washington, a new twist in the health care battle, a last-ditch effort to repeal and replace Obamacare before a September 30th deadline. Chief White House correspondent John Carr here tracking it all. Good morning, John.
Good morning, George. President Trump quite literally takes the world stage this week, appearing before the United Nations, an organization he once declared is not a friend of America.
President Trump is back in New York, familiar territory to be sure, but for him, an entirely unfamiliar forum. His debut before the United Nations, a chance to address world leaders highly skeptical of his America First agenda.
The speech is a tremendous opportunity, obviously, to reach so many world leaders at the same time.
As a candidate, Trump harshly criticized the UN as anti-American.
The United Nations is not a friend of democracy. It's not a friend to freedom. It's not a friend even to the United States of America.
No issue looms larger this week than North Korea. The Trump administration seeks to rally support for pressuring Kim Jong Un to give up his nuclear weapons.
If the United States has to defend itself or defend its allies in any way, North Korea will be destroyed. And we all know that. And none of us want that. None of us want war.
Overnight, the U.S. and South Korea conducted joint military drills in the face of North Korea's defiance. Over the weekend, the president took to Twitter to hang a new nickname on North Korea's Kim Jong Un. I spoke with President Moon of South Korea last night, asked him how Rocket Man is doing. Long gas lines forming in North Korea. Too bad. The president's days this week will be packed with meeting after meeting with world leaders. It's been called the diplomatic equivalent of speed dating from hell. While he's toned down his criticism of the UN, he'll still issue a challenge.
The United Nations has to reform to meet the goals and objectives laid out by the great Secretary General there and to be true to its charter.
One of the biggest questions facing the president this week is what he'll do with the Iran nuclear deal negotiated by President Obama. The White House has strongly suggested he may pull out of the agreement. And, George, of course, that is an agreement still strongly supported by our closest allies in Europe.
They are pushing back very, very hard on that. More unity on the issue of North Korea. And the president's representative yesterday, I was speaking with General McMaster, really escalating the rhetoric, even saying that any North Korean nuclear weapons are unacceptable.
Yes, and there is a feeling that Kim Jong Un and his father before him went with confidence that the United States did not have a military option, that there was nothing the United States could or would do militarily, and there is a growing sense that the president, that the administration must do something to erase that doubt.
On the domestic front, repeal and replace Obamacare looked like it had been dead, but there's this new effort to bring it back. They've got to get it done before the September 30th deadline. It means they have to pick up a few more votes.
Yeah, this is fascinating that the Republicans are suddenly trying to get this going again. And I think what is happening here is they have seen that President Trump has been willing to work with Democrats. And if the Republicans can't get it done on their own, they are worried that he will go and do something with Democrats that they really won't like. So there's a chance, but it's a very tight margin, very tight.
John Carl, thanks very much.
Because September 30th is going to be here before we know it. You got that right.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.